Hi guys, it's me, Carolyn Scott-Hamilton, the Healthy Voyager, and welcome to the Healthy Voyager's Global Kitchen. Today we're going east, and I mean far east. We're doing a Vietnamese Tofu Banh Mi Sandwich, and we're using lemongrass today. So I'm gonna teach you how to use this awesome, spicy, yummy, delicious herb, and I'm gonna tell you what else you need right now. 1 stalk of lemongrass, a block of extra firm tofu, ½ cup of olive oil or grapeseed oil, 1/4 cup of soy sauce or wheat-free tamari if you're going gluten-free, 2 cloves of minced garlic, some pepper to taste, and a tablespoon of sesame oil. That's for the marinade. For the sandwich, you're gonna need 2 baguettes about 6 to 8 inches, some vegan mayonnaise, some sliced jalapenos, sliced white onion, thinly sliced cucumber and tomato, and some cilantro. First, we're gonna make the marinade for the tofu. So I've been pressing and draining my tofu. If you don't have a tofu press, that's totally fine. All you have to do is put some weight on it. So a heavy pan with a brick on it, whatever it is to get all that excess water out, because normally tofu comes in water and you wanna get all that water out so that it can absorb all the other flavors. And plus it gets it nice and thick and firm instead of spongy. So we've been pressing this tofu for about an hour now. And now we can slice it so that once we're done with the marinade, we can just pop our slices right into the marinade. So just slice it into, you can see usually a block is about that thick, and now you have it, about half that size. So slice it into thin slices because you're gonna wanna have thin slices for your sandwich. We're gonna marinate the tofu in a really delicious soy sauce lemongrass marinade, and then we're gonna just lightly fry it before we put it on our sandwich. All right, now we're gonna set this guy aside and we're gonna make our marinade. All right, so if you're not familiar with lemongrass, it usually in the stores, in conventional stores, comes already cut. But if you see it like this is just kind of an easy way to get it to where you want it. So you're gonna peel all these excess leaves off, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in our compost bin. And you're gonna slice off the ends, kind of like a green onion or a chive. And you're gonna slice off this nub too. And then you're just left with this part. And you're gonna slice it down the middle to expose the tender part because the outside is still a little tough, kind of like the branches. So you're gonna slice it down the middle, just kind of like you would a green onion. And it's going to expose kind of the meat of the inside of it. So you'll see little pieces. It's very much like a green onion. So you take the hard pieces off, kind of the outer shell, and then you're gonna be left with the nice tender meaty part of the lemongrass. So you're gonna lightly slice it. Oh, it smells so good. If you've ever worked with lemongrass, it's just so fragrant. So we're gonna lightly slice it because then we're gonna put it in this mortar and pestle with the garlic so that all those juices and flavors meld together before we make the marinade, which is super easy. But again, if you don't buy it in like the full stalks, they have it already pre-cut. All right, so now that we've got our lemongrass, we're gonna put it in the mortar and pestle. Always use the back side of your knife so that it doesn't dull as quick. All right, so we're gonna take our garlic, already minced, put that in there. And now we're gonna, basically it's like muddling. We're gonna mix these two and really crush them as best we can to get all the juices and mix the garlic and the lemongrass together. And this is gonna be kind of a good size, paste to put in your marinade. And if you happen to have little tough pieces of your lemongrass left, just pick them out. Sometimes you miss those before you cut them, so you'll have a little piece of the sleeve left over. We'll toss that into the compost bin. All right, so once you've gotten this nice and pulverized, you'll see a nice little paste of the garlic and the lemongrass mixed together. And it's okay if you still have chunks left because that's just gonna get soaked into the soy sauce marinade. And now we're gonna take just a regular freezer bag. This is the best way to marinate anything. And we're gonna scoop all of this into the bag. So put it like that, and then we're gonna scoop all of this good stuff into the bag. Make sure you don't miss any of it. And then once you've gotten that in there, we're gonna put in the oil soy sauce and the sesame oil. And if you want, you can go ahead and mix it just a little bit. And this is what we're gonna marinate the tofu in. And once we've gotten this all mixed in there, we add just a little bit of pepper. You don't wanna add too much heat. And then we're gonna just go ahead and put our slices in. Try to lay them down to make sure that they kind of get into that sauce. And it's okay, this is the great thing about using a freezer bag, is you can mix it up without it being in a container and having to shake it. All right, so we're gonna make sure we get all the air out, seal that up, and then you can kind of make sure that all that juice gets into the tofu. You can already see it seeping into the tofu. And if you wanna lay it flat, that's fine too, but if it's in a nice big pool of mush, it's all gonna soak in anyway. All right, so we're gonna take this to the fridge and we're gonna let it soak for about an hour. So our tofu has been marinating for about an hour. We're gonna go ahead and take it out and we're gonna just sear it lightly in the pan before we place it in our sandwiches. We take this out, put it on a plate so it's easier to handle. And we're gonna be searing them over medium to low heat, mainly low heat, because we just want a little bit of crispiness on the outside. We don't really want to cook it all the way through. You want to keep crispiness on the outside and some softness on the inside, which is going to make good for good sandwich filling. Plus, you don't want to burn off all the delicious flavor. All right. We'll save those guys for later. Now we've already got our pan with just a little bit of grapeseed oil, which is a nice high heat oil, but we're still going to sear it over low. So you're gonna place them in a single layer into your pan, low heat, so that we just get it nice and crispy on the outside. Let them cook for about a minute, minute and a half each side, then flip them. You'll see the edges get a little brown, and that's when you know that they're pretty much ready. All right, so let's go ahead and take these guys and plate them so that they are ready to be placed on the sandwiches. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble one, and we have these for later. So we've got our tofu, and we're gonna take our baguettes. Let's save this guy for the next sandwich. So all you're gonna do is take your fixins. You're gonna start with a little layer of vegan mayo on the bottom. Just slather that on. So you're gonna get a lot of savory flavors, but a lot of cool, refreshing flavors too, with the chili mayo, and then you've got your cucumbers and your onions. So it's a really refreshing, crispy sandwich. And then, of course, if you like heat, you can add extra jalapenos. All right, so we've got a layer of mayo. We'll do this guy. Got that slathered on. We're gonna do a few slices of tomato. And then we're gonna take some slices of tofu. And then we're gonna finish up with the cucumbers to add this crunch. Then some onions, thinly sliced. Then, my favorite, a lot of people don't like this stuff, but I do. Some cilantro, and I'm gonna go heavy on the cilantro. And then of course, like I said, if you wanna add some heat to your sandwich, I've de-seeded the jalapenos, which you can do, which gets rid of some of the heat. So we're just gonna put a few on this guy. And that is all. You can add kimchi if you like, or sweet relish, but this is pretty traditional. Just load that baby up with some good stuff, and you've got your tofu banh mi. If you like this recipe, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or requests or anything like that, down below in the comments section they go. Be sure to subscribe to the Healthy Voyagers Global Kitchen channel by clicking right here, and follow us on all social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, just look for Healthy Voyager. And also go to healthyvoyager.com for weekly recipes. I hope you like what you see here. I hope you make some at home. I wanna see your photos, send them in, and I will see you guys next time on the Healthy Voyagers Global Kitchen. Bye.